Okay, so today we're going to be going over the ambiguous case, but specifically the case that has two solutions. Okay, so we have to solve this triangle, and they've given us two sides and an angle. Now, the first thing that's going to clue us in that we have the ambiguous case is that we have two sides and these two match. So if you have two sides and an angle, and your angle matches one of the two sides that you have been given, then you have the ambiguous case. Okay? The next step that you look at is you look at your angle. Is it an acute or an obtuse? Well, this is an acute angle. Okay? So an acute ambiguous case could have 0, 1, 0, 1, or two solutions. Okay? So 0 solutions is when A is smaller than H. Okay? 1 solution is when A equals H or when A is greater than B. And you have 2 solutions when A is greater than H but less than B. Okay? So the first thing you do is you look at it and you go, okay, well, A is smaller than B. So I know that I could still have 0, 1, or 2 solutions. So the first thing I need to do is find my height. So the height equation for this is height equals B times the sine of angle A. Okay? So that means that we do 27 times the sine of 59 degrees. And you plug it into your handy dandy calculator and you get your height, which is 23.1435, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So my height is 23, my A is 25, so my A side is definitely bigger than H, smaller than B, so we have two solutions. Okay? So this has two solutions. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to write down our information into this chart, okay? Because two things that this chart does, it allows us to, one, find our ratio that we're going to use to set up our law of sines, and then the second thing it's going to do is tell me what I can solve for next, okay? Because remember, I can set up a proportion only if I have 3 out of the 4 pieces missing, or I have 3 out of the 4 pieces so I can find the one that's missing, okay? So the only thing I can solve for in this one, the only thing that I can actually find is angle B. So I have to find this angle first. I know that this is going to be my ratio that I'm going to be using to find it. Okay, so you set up your law of sines. So it's sine of 59 over 25 equals the sine of angle B over side B, which is 27. Okay, you cross multiply. So you get sine of B equals 27 times the sine of 59 over 25. And then to find B, you use the inverse. So you plug all this in to the inverse. And when you find angle B, you find that angle B is, the calculator gives us 67.78031, blah, 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 blah. So we're going to round to 1 decimal place. So that means my angle here that I found is going to be 67.8 degrees. 67.8 degrees. Now that I have two angles, I know that they all have to add up to 180, so I can solve for C, and I get C's angle, which is 53.2 degrees. Okay? Now that I have that, I can find side C. And again, I'm going to use the same starting ratio. So it's sine of 59 over 25 equals the sine of 53.2 degrees over side C. Cross multiply, solve for C, and you get C is approximately 23.4. The calculator gives us 23.35399, blah, blah, blah. when you round, you get 23.4. Okay? Now, do my answers make sense? Yeah. Biggest angle, biggest side, smallest angle, smallest side, and 53 and 59 are relatively close. So that is my first solution. Okay? Now, we got to find the second solution. So I'm going to start another, so A, B, side A, side B, this down a little bit, and then C and little c. Okay, so when I go to find my second solution, I start with the exact same pieces of information. So 59, 25, and 27. Okay? Because both triangles are going to use these same three pieces. So, again, if I started solving this like I just did the last one, I'd have to find side, or this B first. Okay? I don't know anything about C. The only thing I can do is I can find B. So I'm going to call this right here my B2. Now, if they had given us another piece of information, whatever angle I solve for first, that's what you're going to use to find the second solution. So basically, I'm going to use, I don't know why I put this as B2, this is B1. B2 is going to be 180 degrees minus B1, and when I subtract those two, I get 112.2 degrees. Okay? So whatever angle I found first, that's the angle I'm going to subtract from 180 degrees to find my second triangle. And again, just like the last time, now that we have angle A and angle B, we subtract both of those from 180 degrees, and we get our third angle, which is angle C at 8.8 degrees. And then the last thing that we need to do is find side C, and again, I'm going to use the same exact ratio we started with and find the new side C for the second triangle. And when we cross multiply and plug it into our handy dandy calculator, we get 4.4619 blah 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 blah, and when we round it to the 10th place, we get 4.5. Okay? That's how you find a second solution. It's really, really simple. It's not complicated. The hardest part is actually finding the second one. If we had basically set up, if we didn't subtract this to find our new angle, we would have gotten 67.8. You basically, the calculator will never give you back anything else but 67.78. Okay? So you just got to remember, whatever that first angle you solve for in this ambiguous case, that's the angle you are going to subtract from 180 to find your second solution.